I don't think I'm going to try it at 17.
You're going to be so pumped after today. You ready?
We'll get that stuff spray on me because I'm going to die. Here are the flies, eh? I wonder if they're going to be bothering me on the run.
It's not working every spray.
Crowds down, the red lights on. You take your breath and sing your song. Take the people back in time, using metaphors and rhymes.
My name is Peter Hanna. I'm 80 years old. I'm from Whitney Pier in Sydney.
On your way to the next dated town to do it all again. The people I meet on these trails, they all have scars and crooked tails. They're all working on a dream. They're all beautiful.
I just got my first taste of protein.
Some bugs?
Yeah, hit down my throat.
You picked the hottest day for the year?
I know, you picked it.
I first really started talking to Peter and met Peter when I started to do the road races, which was in 2011. I remember walking up to him one day because I was just kind of amazed by him. He was so fast, and you know, he was one of the older guys at the races even back then. Never really officially kind of had a conversation or met him until I started racing.
You go for gold, you take the risk in hopes you'll find it. And there were times when things got rough, and I thought
Mid-sentence, apply for races.
back when I was just a child, running free and living wild. We followed the unknown brooks just to see where they'd go.
Almost 3-4 years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. He's very well aware that he has cancer, but he hasn't stopped doing what he wants to do. He's truly living with cancer.
I'm very fortunate in a lot of ways. I don't have any discomforts. I don't have any pain. I don't have any sickness. I don't feel like, if they didn't tell me I had cancer, I wouldn't even know if I'd know the difference. But then I know the difference with the treatments that I'm getting, because it does slow me down, you know, and I'm okay with that.
Cancer is definitely a part of his life because he still has, you know, lots of appointments with oncologists and CAT scans. He's on medication, and so that's all been added to his plate, but he just keeps moving forward.
In the town I was born, there were church bells ringing, there were hymns worth singing from the soles of your shoes, and every rose has its thorn. There were good folks trying. There was a hope worth dying for.
I actually don't know why they call him the Godfather. That he was being called the Godfather when I met him, so I know they've been calling him that for quite some time. I know it's a compliment, but I'm not sure of the history, where the name came from.
No, I think Bighead did that. No, I really don't.
I don't want to wrongly take credit, but I think I came up with the Godfather name a number of years ago, probably 10 years ago, when You know, Peter was still the head of the Cape Breton Roadrunners, and he was doing some Ironman racing and all that, and he was encouraging all these people to start, and people would meet him and kind of be brought into the fold. You know, it was almost like, yeah, you can come, you can join the mafia, you can be, you know, just you have to kiss the ring of the Godfather, right? So I joke with him about that. He was the mafia. He knew everybody. He controlled everything. He was the Godfather.
I guess I would describe it as a race like no other that you've been on before. I don't think you can really pick a course, a route anywhere in your home neighborhood that's going to mimic what the Cabot Trail presents. It is the people, it is the party atmosphere, it is the fact that it's 17 races, and of course the vistas and the scenery and the challenge of having to pull off something like that. I think also people covet the ability to be able to say, I've run the whole Cabot Trail, because it's a unique opportunity to be able to do that. And as I've always said to anyone who's ever run the race, unless you can run 10K in your sleep, don't bother, because you will pay a heavy price. When I go to the beginning of the race at the Gaelic College and the horn goes, that gives me goosebumps every time. Years later, it's still the same. Although you have to be a very good runner, you don't have to be the best runner. I think if you're interested in running and if you want to put the effort into doing something like this, it is a truly unique experience. Yes, it's like a party that has a run attached to it, and it is an incredible social event. You will have memories that you will take away from it. It's just a truly unique event, and if you're into running, add it to your bucket list.
What is it about the Cabot Trail Relay? It's a special race. So you look at basically every other race. You go to the race, you're all nervous together, you all run to the washroom together before the race, and then you all run together and you see each other at the end. But the Cabot Trail Relay is the one time you get to run one race and you watch 16 races. So you get to watch 16 of your friends race, you get to race yourself, you'll all get to cheer for each other. The whole thing, it's like a big traveling party, a traveling circus with all these crazy people in costumes and funny hats and all just having a great time. And there's no other experience like that in running, because we're all usually so taken up and focused on our race that we don't get a chance to interact and enjoy each other and chit chat. And you know, it's that one time of the year where you get to, like I say, you get 16/17 of your time there is chatting and talking and encouraging and sleep deprivation, and maybe some beer later. And yeah, it's just, yeah, it's very unique.
The nice thing about the Cabot Trail Relay is there are the mountain legs, and then there are some relatively Cabot Trail
Relatively
flat legs that are a little easier. So if you have a team of people and not everybody has it in them to run a mountain, they can take the easier ones. But yeah, that's the joke with some of our friends that come from Ontario. They'll look at the map and they'll say, oh, that's a flat leg. And then the rest of us will kind of snicker and giggle and say, yeah, it's Cabot Trail flat. And they don't understand that compared to most races, even the easy ones are a little on the challenging side.
I just moved home, and actually I remember Peter telling me about it, right? That there's 5 or 6 teams were going up in the fall to run around the Cabot Trail. I hadn't been around the Cabot Trail yet in my life, but I thought that's just insane. I said, you guys are crazy. So they all went, and when they came back telling me about it, I was friggin' pissed off and jealous.
And that first year that he missed, well, every year, every 5, 10, 20 years, there was a celebration, or, you know, and honoring people that ran every year. And of course, he missed the first year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was only 6 teams anyway. And I always had that jump on a lot of people that I did the first year, and I did every year after. And then every time there was a celebration came up, there was a 20-year anniversary, and there was a 30-year anniversary, you know, and so on. I was there.
Yeah.
I always remember when my second year on the trail doing Mackenzie Mountain, I was going up that mountain and I said, that's a long mountain. And I said, you just put your head down and run and don't even think about getting to the top. And that was my attitude, and I can remember every step I took. And then when I got up to the top of Mackenzie Mountain, then you kind of go down. And it's like jumping off a springboard. And I always remembered that race.
Well, one of the most punishing and grueling races in the Maritimes has been canceled for the first time in its history because of COVID-19. This was to be the 32nd year for the Cabot Trail Relay, which would have been held May 23rd and 24th.
Peter and I have been talking since last year about his last 2 legs for the Cabot Trail. So last year when the Cabot Trail Relay Race was canceled due to COVID, you know, he started to doubt that he'd ever get to finish the last 2 legs, like 6 and 17. So then this year, when it was canceled again because of COVID, he every now and then would bring up, you know, I don't think I'll ever get to finish those last 2 legs. I said to him one day, you know, we can still go up to the Cabot Trail a weekend in the summer and do leg 6, and then another weekend go up and do leg 17, so that he would know in his head and in his heart that he actually got to complete all 17 legs twice.
I feel I'm going to have trouble. Not very good at right now, kind of my health conditions of running up hills. I got to wait and see. I'm like I've said, I'm very determined. I'm not going to kill myself. If I can't do it, I can't do it. Yeah.
I'd like to keep you around for a little while
Yeah.
longer.
Talk optimistic that I can do it. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I know in the days leading up to it, he was anxious and nervous and starting to doubt himself and saying, I don't know if I can finish this, and if I do, I don't think I'll be doing leg 17. And I was like to him, I said, no, you're prepared. I know mentally and physically like what he's capable of, so I not for one second doubted that he wouldn't do leg 6. And I actually thought he was, because I assured him that, you know, you can take lots of water stops and there's no mat as the official Cabot Trail Relay Race, so it's not like you have that pressure to make the mat, but I knew he was just going to keep pushing forward, and once he started going, he'd keep going. And then the day came and he was still nervous starting off, and it took some time to kind of get into his pace and get out of his head a bit, but then once he got moving, he was moving, and it was really hot that day. And one thing I know about Peter, and he's always been this way, I don't know how he can do it, he has a huge tolerance for the heat. And he always has. He could run like the Meyer Road race there in the heat. I remember running Baddeck with him. I took a water bottle and I was squirting water all over myself to stay cooled off, and he could always run in the heat. So that day, it was really hot, but I don't know how he does it. The heat wasn't a factor for him that day, or he didn't let it seem like it was. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with Meniere's disease, which is a disease of the inner ear that causes fluid fluctuations, which leads to attacks of vertigo and vomiting and nausea. So when they happen, it kind of stops me in my tracks, and I could be laying in bed feeling I'm on a circus ride for 4 hours and vomiting. Then that can affect me for a few days. And to know that on my good days, I can just jump back in and meet up with Peter has been wonderful, because with the Meniere's, I don't have the consistency. So to try to train for something. It's not, you know, I have those off weeks, so it's hard to follow any type of schedule, so there's always setbacks and stuff, but I have someone to meet up with and continue on, so that's been helpful, because I don't want to get down on myself and give up running or walking, and he keeps me moving. I'm not keeping Peter moving, meeting with him, he's keeping me moving.
She might go for a month, be fine, and then she might not. She might go for a couple of days, and it just keeps getting her down, eh? Oh yeah, she just, it just hits her, and her legs go like rubber, basically. Yeah, they got to help her into her truck, and then all of a sudden she's back. The next day she says, I'll be there at 9 o'clock. I said, fine, we'll go over at 9 o'clock.
The days that I can go, I know he's there, and if I'm nervous because I had a bad spell the day before and I'm still not confident that another vertigo episode isn't going to happen, I have him there beside me, and yeah, he's walked me to the vehicle a few times or picked me off the ground a few times, but anyway, he's someone I trust, and you know, he knows what's going on with me, I know what's going on with him, and we're there for each other. He's definitely family to me.
Hitting the 6 mile mark. 10K.
Is that right? 10K.
Done.
So we got 8 left, or less.
7.5 left.
Yeah, 7.5.
We are just over the 6 mile mark, so just a little bit more than 10K. And the distance of this leg 6, is 17.5 kilometers, which is about 10.9 miles. So we're getting there. We're well past the halfway mark.
That's all worse for wear.
Doing awesome, man. Keep going. You got this.
I think he's pretty amazing. I walk with him on a regular basis, so I know he has it in him. He may need to take the odd break, which he's not used to because he's always been go, go, go and so fast, but I have a lot of confidence and faith in him.
Might be able to do a little jog on that. If I got enough energy.
What were your thoughts when you woke up today?
Oh my God. What am I doing? And I get such confidence from people. It's all you can do it. And I said, no, I can't do it. So I said, appreciate your confidence. I don't think I'm going to try 17.
I went over it to watch him. He was going to do the triathlon in Eskasoni. So I started at the fisheries there. So Peter gets in the water and swims across there and jumps out of the water and takes off his wetsuit. Here he's got a little black Speedo on. So here you got the 10 miles to run through Eskasoni. They're all whistling and screaming at Peter running down, and he got $1,000 for winning today, and he was more proud of the girls hollering at him than the $1,000. Put a young girl in front of Peter, and he'll run anywhere. There.
I ran with the chicks, running clicks, and they had a water stop, and they're all in bikinis, and I guess they look really good. And a buddy of mine was saying, I was supposed to beat them on Lake 9. And buddy was saying to me, you should have seen the girls last night in the bikinis. I said, no, I missed it. So anyway, I seen the girls the next day. I said, oh God, girls, I'm so sorry. I didn't make the water stop. I said, that's all right, we had lots there. I said, no, I said, I'm not sorry for you. I'm sorry for me. Okay, here we go. Don't look ahead of you. I want to finish. I do have that in me.
I was just so happy for him because I remember at one point when we were starting off and he was nervous and he was kind of like doubting himself, I said, you're going to finish, and when you finish, I said, you're going to be so excited and you will be saying you can't wait to do leg 17. And sure enough, coming up that last hill, and that's a big hill. It's not a little hill. That last hill of leg 6, knowing that we were almost to Cabot High, it just, I had tears in my eyes, I'm sure of it. I was just so happy for him. But I never once thought that he wasn't going to finish or that he needed to really stop for any length of time.
Peter and a number of our older runners, they've talked about that issue of, do we slow down because we get old, or do we get old because we slow down? And the answer is, we all do slow down as we get older, but we can't help that. Time takes all of us in the end. But people who keep moving and keep active, they stay young a long, long time. That's that joke about you want to stay young and fit until you die. And Peter's done a pretty damn good job of that. We hope he lasts a long time from now, but he's a pretty amazing guy at 80, still going.
Good job, Peter! Woo!
Well, he ran through the finish line, broke the ribbon, and then we had a little jig, a little dance.
Yahoo! I'm done! Not like music, eh? I think that's good. Good job. As you know, I told you I was going to do leg 6 and not going to do no more after it. But anyway, once I got leg 6 done, I felt pretty good about myself. I know I didn't do it fast, as I don't expect to, but I was motivated. I wanted to get out there and do leg 17 almost immediately. Not the same day, but pretty close to it.
He's tougher now than he's ever been. He'll definitely finish strong. I can't wait to see him crossing the finish line in Baddeck.
Keep putting one leg in front of the other. I don't think I have to encourage the guy, right? He's self-motivated. It's, like he said, it's stuck in his head. He's just gonna do it, right?
As far as I'm concerned right now, I'm looking forward to challenging it. I know I'm not going to do it fast. I know I'm going to have to walk some of it, but I feel optimistic that I'll get it done.
How you feeling?
What?
How you feeling?
We'll find out. I'm all right. I'm all right.
He did some hill training, and he's all set. And I've done Kelly's Mountain with him numerous times over the years, so I'm used to running mountains with him. So I know he'll get up hunters. That's probably going to be one of the hardest parts for him, but he will do it. He has so much that he's done in life, and it's nice to listen to his stories, and there's lots that I'm sure people don't realize that he's accomplished, because he's very humble and he doesn't talk about it on a daily basis, but to ask him questions, and just there's a lot to learn from him, not only to learn about his race experiences, but even now, like for him to be going through cancer and to keep doing what he's doing, you learn from that too. You learn from someone who's going through stuff and how they deal with it emotionally and mentally. You know, I feel like he's teaching me coping mechanisms. It's just great to be around him and kind of feed off some of that positive attitude and just his gratefulness for life.
Peter, let's go, Pete.
Gatorade, water, gel.
Gel pack?
Gatorade.
Gatorade? Okay. Give him the Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Yeah.
On the fly.
Help.
Yeah.
Help.
Now look, there's the sign, look. That's it. The top of the hill.
Take it, sir.
That's it. Okay, good job, Pete. Keep going, right?
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
How you making her?
Oh, burnt that mountain.
Right on.
I burnt that mountain, buddy.
Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Corey. I never took a gel in my life until he gave me one.
Yeah,
Gels. You wouldn't have gotten through the Ironman without
the gels?
couple thousand of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many of them I took. But they had lots of food along there on the road.
You were eating potatoes on the side of the road.
Potatoes?
Yeah.
Did I?
I don't know.
You take pictures?
Yeah.
I should be able to do a little jog on the downhill.
You set the pace.
You know, I think when you talk about him starting late in his age, I think that's the secret to his longevity, is the fact that he did start later in life, and actually that's one of the reasons why, in talking to him, that I get into the triathlon, because he said, look, Alan, if you're going to be running 60, 70, 80 miles a week, you're not going to be running in your 40s and 50s. If you get into the triathlon and then you mix it up with your workouts and only be running 3 days a week, and you're swimming 3 days a week, biking 3 days a week, your body's gonna like, you know, appreciate that more, and you're gonna be able to exercise longer for later in life. So that was one of the reasons why I did transition over from being strictly a marathon runner into a triathlete as well.
I have no doubt in my mind that he will give it every single ounce of energy that he has, and he'll fight mentally basically until he can't do it anymore. So will he do it? If I was a betting man, I would say yes, he's going to do it. You know, and if he doesn't, I know it's not because he didn't fight hard. I mean, there's no quit in him.
And to complete all 17 legs twice, I'm kind of approaching every leg once. I think I've got 3 legs left, and to think, you know, just to be able to be healthy enough every May for 30 plus years to be able to run, you know, a leg of the Cabot Trail Relay is absolutely incredible, and everything he's put his mind to up to this point he's been able to achieve. So I know he'll do it, and I hope I'm there to witness it.
High five, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
Keep her going.
Water and Gatorade?
No,
Yeah, Swamp Road, yeah.
Somewhere in the backwoods, found a quiet place, hidden in the tall trees, looking on a glassy lake. I can feel the rain coming down in my bones, the colors of the night changing, still got a long way to go.
I think that's pretty fitting, pretty amazing, since he's probably really the only guy that's run every relay with a whole lot of quality. Right? So,
You think he's gonna do it?
well, it's guaranteed. There's no way he's not doing it. Nothing will stop him. I mean, it doesn't hurt if you're a little awkward.
Awkward, a little crazy. That's Lebanese.
I don't know how to describe it.
Talk to people.
Yeah, he talks to people, he brings them in. Like, it's me when I'm a runner, 17 years old, right? So I meet him that first race. He's an old Lebanese guy in my eyes that I barely know, but you know what I mean? He seeks me out. He came over, say a few words to me, and he's still a relatively new runner at that point in his career too, right?
Yeah.
So it's just his nature. He can't shut up, and he's a likable guy, and he...
I think it's my looks.
Yeah.
I think it's my looks.
Right.
No break no records.
Well, listen, from you, Mick, we're here. There's the record. Like, they gotta make one more. You gotta have two women right here.
Yeah. One in each arm. One in each arm.
Yeah.
For about the air I'm breathing, finding me a solemn space thing.
Peter has taught me just go out and do it the way I want to do it. I was never very competitive. He said he always admired that in me. You just go out, you run at the back of the pack, you have your chats with your people. It's all about the people. And he taught me you don't have to be competitive if you don't want, just because he's really competitive. He made me realize that the way I'm doing it is great for me.
You're up late as usual. Oh, were you?
No, I was good.
Well, 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
Okay, that was good for you.
He's taught me just as going back to kind of aging and running and really appreciating kind of the strength and the ease and the breath that we have with youth, really, and to not take that for granted.
40 years of knowing him was quite the journey, quite the experience, lots of fun times, lots of laughs, lots of good times. He's a genuine, sincere person.
I wish there were more hours in the day and that we could continue to just keep our runs going and that he could continue to feel as strong as possible for as long as possible. Yeah, I just wish there would be an infinite number of runs together.
We're doing our annual monthly Kelly Mountain Run. We originally started with Dave Gabriel, started as a training run for the Cabot Trail Relay. We do it more closer to the Cabot Trail Relay time, but then we just gradually start getting into running every month. And this is the 4th year. Today it would be our 4th year completion. It's a great mountain. It's got its challenges, but then you're coming back and it's got a kind of relaxing run back down the hill. It's 5 miles to the turnaround. We go up to the top, over the top, down to the look-off, a little bit past the look-off at St. Anne's. And you got another little climb coming up that part of it, and then you're running mostly down from there. Okay, man? Come on and do it. Well, I think it's 12 years that recorded that we've done Kelly's Mountain every month.
And he got a head start on us there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Peter is always encouraging. He's just so positive. He loves to compete, but he doesn't care if he beats you in the end. If you have a good race and he has a great race, he wouldn't care if he had beaten you or not. It's about everybody doing their best on that day, pushing each other.
And I think as you age, you can't be too much of a perfectionist, you know. You do your best, and you understand that you're going to get slower, and the goal becomes more slowing down less than your peers rather than getting faster. When you're younger, you're always trying to get faster. When you get to a certain age, it's just trying to slow down less slowly.
Peter will finish whatever he sets out to do. He won't stop. He'll get it done. It might take him all day with his cancer treatments and whatnot. It'll slow him down, but he'll get it done.
We met a lot of people, a lot of interesting people that we never would have crossed paths with, ever, from all walks of life.
But the interesting thing was you didn't know anything about a lot of these people, and it didn't matter because we all had running in common, and we were just happy to be there and doing what we were doing, and the rest didn't matter.
It was in the fall of '88, and then it started in the spring of '89 and stayed in the spring.
I'm so happy for you. When you run down there, take it all in, embrace it, absorb it.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
You go with the flow.
Feel the love.
Feel the love.
Feel the love. So happy for you.
Thanks, honey. Thank you very
Big
much.
day.
Big
day.
My manager. My manager.
All right, Peter, this is you, buddy.
Okay, buddy. We're on my way?
On your way.
All right.
Have a good run, buddy.
Side the road. Tank is full.
We're almost there.
Yeah, look at that. The road is closed. Something must be going on.
That was amazing, fantastic, and I've been saying to people all day that it's such a testament to 40 years in the running community, and he's been supporting people all that time, and doing these remarkable events on his own and inspiring all of us. Like you wouldn't get something like that for anybody else. It's all about Peter. It was amazing.
Well, we had been running with him at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like I'm a man, but I felt a tear coming.
Yeah, yeah.
It was pretty emotional.
Way to go, Peter. You inspire us all. We love your spirit, and he's just such a good collegial guy too. Just happy and positive. Good to be around. Yeah. And thank you, Peter, for all the years of running and all the inspiration.
And thanks for being a friend for all those years, and thanks for being there so that we could do interesting,
wonderful things
together. Yeah, we have some great memories that we share. So yeah.
Oh my, it's so moving. I think there are many people with tears coming down their faces watching him come down. It's moving watching anyone finish a race like this, but especially when you know that Peter hasn't been feeling his usual robust self and has been having to work against more challenges than usual. And knowing, it's a huge physical feat for anyone, and so to have done it on medication for cancer and at 80 years old. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Congratulations, Peter. You've done a wonderful feat. And we can all just hope to be trying to follow in your footsteps at any part of life, but especially at 80.
I think it's amazing. I mean, the amount of time that's put into it. Every morning he's out running, tells me 5-7 miles. He's always doing his bicycle core exercises in the living room when I come down, because I lived with him in Cape Breton for a period of time. Just the amount of dedication and time, it's amazing, and the hard work is paying off, and he's definitely working for every inch of what he's getting today.
I think it's absolutely amazing. Just, Peter is such an inspiration. I can't even imagine being 80 and doing leg 7. I've done leg 17, and I think it's the hardest leg of the Cabot Trail Relay, and I think it's just amazing that this is his second time through, and it's just so inspiring. Congratulations, Peter. You're an amazing person and an amazing athlete, and we all strive to be like you.
With the Cabot Trail Relay Race every year, there was a banquet. It's very similar to what you experienced today. We had lobster and steak. And at that banquet, anyone who finishes all 17 legs receives a plaque. Well, Peter, we'd like to present this to you for completing all 17.
Coming into Baddeck and seeing all the people that they're such good people, they're good friends, and there was more people than I ever really expected. Yeah, I was just overwhelmed, and I want to thank you all for coming, and I don't even know if I reserve all this, but I'll take it. I got lots of memories, I got pictures, I got friends that know about me, and I'm really happy that I did what I did over the years, even though maybe I don't deserve as much recognition as I'm getting. I certainly am thankful for all the friends that I have and had, and all the accomplishments that I did. I don't think of myself as inspiring. I'm just Peter. Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything if you don't pay it no mind. Staring out at the road up ahead, you're never looking behind. You're searching for something more. What are you trying to discover? Keep pushing the finish line, one foot in front of the other. Everybody needs someone strong they can aspire to be, a beacon of hope in the night, someone to help you see that you have the fire inside. Don't judge a book by its cover. You too can defy the odds, one foot in front of the other.